I died on an operating table for exactly 7 minutes. And what I saw on the other side was not a white light, nor a dark tunnel. It was the kindergarten where I grew up, but completely in bloom. And someone was waiting for me with a question that changed the rest of my life. There was no pain, no panic, just the overwhelming sensation of taking off a heavy winter coat on the first sunny day of spring. If you are hearing this right now, it means you are still in the room. Your heart monitor is still beating, and there is something in your life you have been too afraid to face. This is my 7-minute journey into the afterlife, and the reason why I, Mildred, had to die to learn how to truly live. As the doctors rushed back and forth in the operating room, and the continuous flatline sound announced that my body had given up, I was already gone. It is a strange feeling of detachment. We spend our entire lives believing that we are this physical shell, that we are the wrinkles around our eyes, the backaches in the morning, the weight we carry on the scale, or the titles we write on our resume. But the exact second my heart stopped, I realized we are none of that. I was just pure consciousness, a light, free, and incredibly lucid presence. I could hear the muffled panic of the medical team, the metallic click of the surgical instruments, but that urgency no longer belonged to me. I was rising, floating away from an existence that suddenly felt so small and distant. That was when the scenery shifted. There was no long path to walk. In the blink of an eye, I was standing in the old winter garden that my grandfather had built in the backyard when I was just a little girl. But it was not a mere memory. It was more real than anything I had ever touched. The flowers had colors that I have never seen on earth, shades of violet and gold that seemed to vibrate and sing a soft melody that entered directly through my chest. The ground beneath my bare feet was warm and soft. I looked down at my own hands, and they no longer had the age spots or the marks of time. They were made of a soft, translucent light. I had the magical feeling of being every age I had ever lived, all together at the exact same instant. I was a 7-year-old girl running through the plants, the young woman full of doubts, and the mature woman who thought time was running out. Sitting on an old wooden bench right in the center of that ethereal paradise was my grandmother. She had passed away when I was still a teenager, and the pain of that loss had been one of the deepest scars of my youth. But there, she looked radiant, her eyes carrying the wisdom of 1,000 eras and a warmth that made me cry out of pure relief. She did not communicate with me through spoken words. There was no need to move her lips or waste her breath. Her voice echoed inside my mind with crystal clarity, warm and deeply intimate. She looked into my eyes and asked me the question that would change everything. She did not ask me if I had managed to pay off the mortgage on my house. She did not care how many promotions I had received at work, or if my marriage had lasted until the end. She looked into my soul and asked if I was proud of the woman I had become. She asked if I had been kind to myself along that journey. At that precise moment, a wave of absolute clarity flooded my being. All the guilt I had carried for decades, all the divorces, the financial failures, the wrong decisions that kept me awake during those dark nights of the soul, all of it dissolved into thin air. In the garden of the afterlife, there is no courtroom. There is no judge pointing fingers or passing sentences. There is only infinite understanding. I looked back and saw my own earthly life as a beautiful garden that I had simply forgotten to water because I was too busy looking with envy and fear at my neighbor's fence. I realized I spent most of my 50 years being my own worst enemy, punishing myself for not being perfect, while the universe was just waiting for me to accept my own beauty and divinity. My grandmother smiled and told me that the biggest mistake we make on earth is trying to shrink our light, just so we do not bother others. Time in that place does not work like the tick-tock of a wall clock. 7 minutes felt like an eternity of healing and rediscovery. I felt that I was part of an invisible web of love that connects all living things, from the smallest blade of grass to the most distant star in the sky. I no longer wanted to go back to my sick body, to the worries about money, to the loneliness that sometimes squeezed my chest in the middle of the routine. I wanted to merge with that golden light and stay there forever, in absolute peace. But my time had not yet come. The garden slowly began to lose the intensity of its colors, and a strong magnetic pull began to tug at the center of my chest, as if an invisible rope were pulling me back to the surface of a deep ocean.